Hello people, this is Ryder here to review the Kamen Saber DX Decade Sekai Ryokouki Wonder Ride book. So this is a part of the first batch of Legend Rider books, individual releases of Legend Rider books that were released alongside the Ride book Hondana's, to which we will take a look at the other pair later. But just like 01, of course, Decade is one of the first and such. And obviously this is in the same style of Wonder Ride book packaging with Saber and alongside the Legend Rider. As you can see here, the Wonder Ride book at the front, the top promoting the Wonder Combo, the left having the sounds it does, and then the right side is probably my favorite because it still keeps in consistency of the other Legend Rider or all the other Wonder Ride books and such. Obviously, because this is a story book, it has a what do you call it? A left-facing profile of Decade, and you know we got the Rider symbol there too. And this is really neat. The picture they have for Decade here is obviously him wielding the Ride Booker, which is neat. So we'll take a look at this out of box. Alright, so here we have the Wonder Ride book out of its packaging and such, and obviously in the same scheme as 01, the secondary color is gold. Obviously plastic gold, but I do like the main color being, you know, magenta, because obviously it fits Decade and such. And the cover for this one's really neat because for the majority of these they actually are unique. As obviously we got the font here, Decade Sekai Ryokouki, which I forgot, like obviously Sekai's World, or Koki, I think it's supposed to be like, I don't know if it relates to photography. Like, it's supposed to be like a journal of some kind. Or like a report kind of thing. But here we have Decade with his camera and all 9 parallel worlds of the Heisei Riders. Or Phase 1 Heisei Riders. Obviously it's a story slot. Obviously it's all DX Spectacularism. Wonder text. Then we have the story page, which I really do like the colors with the story pages because this one's green to go alongside Decade and such. Yeah, here it says Kamen Ride, and here it says DD Decade and such. Again, like these, I really do like how they handle these. QR code for Gomberizing. Sorry. And then the transformation page comprises of Decade on the right and the Ride Booker on the left with the attack ride slash card here, which works. So to activate it, the book activation, and now for the story announcement. I would say the majority of those are just the Deca driver sounds. I forgot. I think the button sound was the activation, or like inserting the card. Obviously, for that entire thing, it was the standby and then the transformation. Anyways, let's use this in all the readable seikens. To which I should really reiterate that. So, obviously, because it is a story, it's for the story slot, we would give it to the Kazuchi. So obviously the beginning portion is different, but everything else is the same, but except now it's in pink. Wonder Attack. You know, like, I just finally remembered. Basically, these work kind of similar to just the generic Wonder, like, you know, the, like, Wonder Ride books that don't, like, you know, the other main Wonder Ride books that technically don't do anything here, like Genbu Shinwa, Sarutobi Ninja Den, Hansel Nuts to Gretel, Jaku Dragon. They're basically like that. It's just that they don't have a phrase at the beginning to, like, define what it is. Anyways, the Satsudokas. Shutoku Sansen. Shutoku or Shutoku, whatever. We will do it with this one. We will do the transformation. I forgot to activate this, of course. So obviously it's still Eternal Legend. It's just pink. Talks about how this is a story. However, obviously, if you recall from 01, if we were to scan this, don't die on me now. I literally turned you off. But yeah. This one actually does get its name off of the title of the book, so it does refer to it as Ryokouki. Ryokouki. Kuriyami. Obviously, we only do the Hisatsu read. Sorry that you can't see the transition LEDs, but I really do like the fact that they... I think it was, like, obviously I think it's well known that obviously Decade's main enemy faction is Die Shocker. But I mean, like, Decade doesn't really have a main enemy faction. So the fact they just gave him Die Shocker is pretty interesting. But yeah, I think this book is... Obviously, it's a Legend Rider gimmick, so it's really up to you. Because it's all on preference of whether or not you like that rider. If you like Legend Rider gimmicks, if you just really like the phrases it gives off, or like the names it gives off to the writer, or like the things they actually bother acknowledging. I think this time around, I like the Kuriyami announcement a bit more, because Ryokouki, like technically you can argue that one's not as original, just because it's part of the name, but I think this one's fine. It's very cheap, So it's really up to you whether or not you want to pick it up and such. I forgot to mention something, so I'll just mention it in the next review. This is where I know if people buy.